everyone, and welcome to the second part of my Minecraft movie review. If you haven't watched the first video, then I highly recommend that you watch it before you watch this video in order to better understand everything that I say in this video. For those of you that have already seen the first part of this review, let us proceed forward as I explain all of the wasted potential surrounding this movie. Alright, right off the bat, let's address the elephant in the room. This movie should not have been in live action. This should have been a completely animated movie from start to finish. One could argue that this movie was doomed from the start. One could argue this movie was dead on arrival as soon as it was announced that it would be in live action. And also as well, this movie should not have the incredibly generic storyline of, oh, you have these four people that are in the real world and now they're in the Minecraft world, and so throughout the movie they have to try and find a way to get back to the real world. This incredibly generic cliche storyline that we have seen in tons of previous movies before, including the aforementioned newer Jumanji movies. I find it ironic how Minecraft is a game that is all about creativity. It's all about doing whatever you want to do and being creative and whatever. And then this movie tries to have a message about creativity and how it's a good thing and whatever. And then the movie has like the most uncreative, generic storyline you could possibly think of for a movie based on Minecraft. When you make a movie based on Minecraft, there will be very high expectations from audiences. And I find it so disappointing that like we waited all these years for a movie based on Minecraft, and it's like, it has the most generic, unremarkable storyline that it could possibly have. Now, to play devil's advocate for this movie, even though it has an incredibly generic storyline, I suppose it doesn't do an awful job at executing this generic storyline, but that doesn't really mean much when a lot of what makes Minecraft such a good game is largely lacking in this movie. When I made my first video on the original trailer for this movie, I brought up how it would have been better if they made this fully animated, akin to like the Lego movie, and I still stand by that more than ever before. I wish they made this akin to like the Lego movie. Not only having it be fully animated and with the same sort of animation style that the Lego movie had, except with Minecraft's iconic art style, of course, but also have it take place completely within the Minecraft world. Have Steve and Alex and everyone else, forget about the real world stuff. Nobody wants real world crap in a Minecraft movie. This movie would have worked a lot better if it was fully animated, akin to the Lego movie. And not only that, but it also had depth in it. I feel like there's a strong chance if they made this a fully animated movie akin to the Lego movie, they could still find a way to screw it up and have it be like a very generic, unremarkable animated movie, akin to 2023's Mario movie, which I'll go over in a little bit. But I want to imagine there's also that possibility that this movie, this alternate version of the Minecraft movie, could have been something genuinely amazing. A genuine work of art. A genuinely amazing animated movie. With a surprising amount of depth in it, similar to the Lego movie. And similar to, I can't believe I'm making this comparison, similar to Barbie. Now, even though I don't like Barbie all that much, I can acknowledge it has depth in it. It's not ashamed. It's not afraid to tackle themes in it. It could have very easily just been a generic kids movie, but instead, it took that risk and it included themes in it. And regardless of how you may feel about the themes, at least it's better than if this was just a generic baby movie and that's it. I still don't like Barbie all that much, but I can respect it for actually taking that risk. I'm not saying that Minecraft should have political themes or anything like that in it necessarily. I'm not saying like Minecraft should tackle, the patriarchy and feminism and whatever like Barbie did, but just like have themes in it. I feel like it could explore more the themes terms of being creative, the themes of creativity. It could have gone into more depth about that, about like what it means to be creative. Instead, it gives out a very generic surface level analysis of it. Ironically enough, it's not very creative. The movie could have further explored the vast, unlimited potential of Minecraft as a world. I get that it might be hard to convey the whole, like, yeah, there are infinite possible worlds in Minecraft. Like, it's hard to convey that in a movie. I think the only thing that would make this movie even worse than it already is was if it was a multiverse movie that went through all of the different possible Minecraft worlds, all of the different possible seeds that it could be found, each one with their own version of Jack Black. The only way this movie could be even worse than it already is if it was a multiverse movie. But I still think in some way this movie could have further explored the unlimited potential of Minecraft. I remember reading something. The reason why this movie is called a Minecraft movie and not the Minecraft movie or just simply Minecraft is because there's tons of potential. There's tons of infinite ideas, I guess you could say, for a Minecraft movie. That's what I remember reading. Very similar to how there are infinite, unlimited ideas for Minecraft in the game. And this is just one possible Minecraft movie out of God knows how many. And it's a shame that the Minecraft movie that we have is not very good. And yet, even though it's not very good, it still managed to be extremely successful, making almost $1 billion at the box office. The fact that Minecraft nearly made $1 billion at the box office while Superman made just barely $600 million will go down as one of the biggest injustices in recent film history. I don't care. A movie that is not afraid to take risks. A movie that is not afraid to include themes in it that are very reminiscent of current ongoing events. A movie that provides people with a sense of hope and optimism that is desperately needed in the times that we live in now. And it's going to make less money at the box office than a meme movie. A movie that has to entirely rely on memes and that's it. And I guess brand recognition as well. But mostly just the memes. Sometimes I have to wonder if there really is a video game movie adaptation, revival, redemption, whatever, that's going on right now. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the movies that we've been getting nowadays, the video game movies that we've been getting nowadays, are much better than the ones that we got in the 90s and 2000s. There is definitely an upgrade in quality, and yet I can't help but feel it could be a lot better still. There's still a lot to be left desired. The Sonic movies are great, but they seem to be the exception. You look at the Mario and FNAF movies, and they're good adaptations of Mario and FNAF respectively, but they're not good movies on their own. The FNAF movie is a good FNAF movie, but it's not a good movie, if you get what I'm saying. I know there's gonna be some people that'll argue, oh, it's a good FNAF movie at least, and that's all that matters, but I don't know, don't you think it would be better if it was both a good movie and a good FNAF movie? It's the same thing with the Mario movie, where it's undeniably very faithful to the games, and yet if you look past all of the Mario elements, it's just your standard generic animated movie. You look past all of the Mario stuff and it's just your standard Illumination fare. It's not necessarily terrible, but it definitely could have been a lot better. I remember the whole controversy surrounding the critical reception for the movie when it came out, and I remember back then as well, I thought like, wow, the critics are wrong for this. This movie is really good. Here I am now 2 years later, and honestly, I kinda side with the critics on this one. I can understand perfectly why the critics weren't very nice to this movie. The fans and casual audiences looked at this this as a Mario movie. The critics looked at this as a movie. This is a good Mario movie, but it's not a good movie. I feel like even the first Sonic movie suffers from like a similar thing. I think it suffers from the opposite problem. I like the first Sonic movie, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good movie, but thinking about it more in retrospect, especially when compared to its sequels, I feel like the first Sonic movie is a good movie, but it's not really a good Sonic movie, if you get what I'm saying. I'm willing to give it a pass though, because they were testing the waters for this movie, and I want to imagine they were playing it extra safe, especially given the backlash surrounding Sonic's original design. They were testing the waters for this movie, and if it ended up being successful, then they would greenlight sequels, and these sequels would be a lot more faithful to the games. And lo and behold, that ended up happening. The movie ended up being successful with audiences and critics, surprisingly, and the movie ended up getting sequels. And these sequels have more game elements in them. They have more elements in them from the Sonic games, and they're better movies as well. Sonic 2, and especially Sonic 3, are both great movies and great Sonic movies. And then you have this movie over here, which is neither a good movie nor a good Minecraft movie. If you look at this movie as a parody of Minecraft, a spoof of Minecraft, something made it to make fun of Minecraft, then yeah, the movie works a lot better all of a sudden. This movie becomes significantly better if you look at it as being to Minecraft what Spaceballs was to Star Wars. I am so fucking sorry for comparing this to Spaceballs. I'm not comparing them in terms of quality. Spaceballs is obviously a significantly better movie than this, but I'm comparing them in the sense that Spaceballs is a parody of Star Wars and it works perfectly, and this movie pretty much feels like a parody of Minecraft, and it works perfectly if you look at it from that perspective. However, if you look at this as a genuine, unironic, honest-to-God movie adaptation of Minecraft, yeah, I'm sorry, this thing f***ing sucks. I don't care what anyone says. I hate fun. I'm a party pooper. I'm the most boring person in the world. I'm a pretentious snob who only watches indie movies about depression. Do you have a f***ing problem with that? Do ya? I'm a pretentious snob who hates fun because I think maybe we should have a Minecraft movie that's genuinely unironically great. A Minecraft movie that reminds me of why Minecraft is such a good game, instead of what is basically a parody of Minecraft. You know, how dare I? How dare I suggest such a thing? The inevitable comments that I will get from this review claiming that like, oh, I hate fun because I don't like this movie. It reminds me of last year when Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and believe it or not, I didn't really like Deadpool and Wolverine all that much, and I made several videos going over why I didn't like the movie all that much. And to my surprise, these videos were very poorly received. They received more dislikes than likes, which is something that I have never experienced otherwise, and it greatly surprised me. And then as time went on, I started thinking more and more about this movie, and now it has grown on me a tiny bit. I will not deny that Deadpool and Wolverine is a flawed movie. I'm sorry, but I cannot call this a perfect movie just because it's fan service. If you're into that sort of thing, then I'm happy for that. More power to you. But unfortunately, I cannot let the fan service distract me from the flaws that this movie has. I can like the fan service and also acknowledge the problems with the movie simultaneously. Being self-aware and making ironic meta jokes about how the MCU sucks post-Endgame isn't funny if the MCU continues to suck post-Endgame. I'm sorry. The fact that the very next MCU movie after Deadpool and Wolverine was the extremely mediocre and forgettable Captain America Brave New World only further proves my point. It is incredible to me how much these jokes would age poorly with the very next MCU movie that would come after Deadpool and Wolverine. Granted, Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are both good movies, but still, you can't joke about how the MCU sucks post-Endgame and then have the very next movie be a movie that further showcases why the MCU sucks post-Endgame. I'm just saying. The main thing that I want to focus on for Deadpool and Wolverine is the criticisms that I gave to the movie's style of humor, in which I didn't really find it all that funny. Now, in retrospect, I think, humor is subjective. Maybe this meta-ironic style of humor isn't for me, but the problem was, I criticized this movie. This is a Deadpool movie, and I criticized it for having this meta-ironic, self-aware style of humor. And it's like, yeah, that's kind of the point of Deadpool. Deadpool is supposed to have this style of humor. It wouldn't be Deadpool if it didn't have this meta-ironic style of humor. The difference between Deadpool and Wolverine and a Minecraft movie is I criticize a Minecraft movie because there is an alternate version of it that could work perfectly. I could imagine a genuinely unironically great version of a Minecraft movie. I wrongly criticized Deadpool and Wolverine for being the movie that it's set out to be, but then I criticize a Minecraft movie for being the movie that it shouldn't be. There is a genuinely unironically great version of the Minecraft movie that we will never get, unfortunately, and instead we're stuck with this, and it just bothers me to no end. I can understand why people would defend Deadpool and Wolverine, but I'm sorry, there's no defending the Minecraft movie, not in its current state. Yes, this movie is funny bad. Yes, this movie is ironically enjoyable. As an ironic, so bad it's good disaster, this movie is a 10 out of 10. But I don't want a Minecraft movie that's funny bad. I want a Minecraft movie that's genuinely unironically great. Is it really too much for me to ask for that, honestly? I want a Minecraft movie that reminds me of why I love Minecraft. I want a Minecraft movie that reminds tons of people of why they love Minecraft. And this movie completely fails at doing that. As I mentioned before, there are two different ways for this movie to have turned out had it been fully animated from the ground up. This movie could have turned out like the Lego Movie, or like Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, or something like that, Spider-Verse, I don't know, where it has a surprisingly large amount of depth in it that one would not expect from a movie based on Minecraft. A movie that perfectly captures the nostalgia and love that people have for Minecraft as a game. Or it could just be a generic average kids movie akin to the 2023 Mario movie. It would strictly be a kids movie without having anything that would appeal towards older audiences, people that grew up with Minecraft during its peak era in the early 2010s. And because I choose to stay a glass half full kind of person when it comes to how this movie could have turned out alternatively, I want to imagine that yes, if we did get a fully animated Minecraft movie that didn't have any of the real world crap in it, and it didn't have the ironic meta crap humor that the movie has, that our version of the movie has, the movie that we ended up getting, it would be closer in quality to the Lego Movie than to the 2023 Mario movie. Let me dream, damn it, okay? Let me dream. Somewhere out there's an alternate universe where we got a Minecraft movie that was fully animated, and it didn't have any real world crap in it. It was a fully animated movie set in the world of Minecraft. It would have a unique, stylized animation style, perfectly capturing the iconic, blocky look of the game, in addition to being a perfect adaptation of the best-selling video game of all time, a game that tons and tons of people have nostalgia for. It also surprisingly has a lot of themes in it. It's not just a stupid, dumb kids movie with no depth in it. It surprisingly has depth in it when it comes to, creativity and the unlimited possibilities that could come from Minecraft. It ends up being an easy billion-dollar success for Warner Bros. It rightfully becomes one of their biggest movies of all time, potentially surpassing Barbie as their biggest movie of all time, and it becomes one of the biggest movies of 2025, period. It would fit in perfectly with the trend of stylized animated movies that we've been getting post-Spider-Verse. Although, funnily enough, I think this hypothetical movie would remind people that actually it was the Lego movie that started this trend. Into the Spider-Verse just made it popular. And because 2025 has proven to be a pretty weak year for animated movies, and assuming Zootopia 2 continues Disney's streak of mediocrity that we've been getting in the last couple of years, and also assuming that the massive box office success of Neza 2 does not in any way indicate the quality of the movie itself. I'm not saying the movie is bad, I'm just saying, these are all hypotheticals right here. All of that could potentially lead to a Minecraft movie winning Best Animated Feature easily. A movie that, alongside Sonic 3, perfectly showcases how to make a video game movie. And instead, in the universe that we live in, we get a Minecraft movie that is nothing more than a parody of the games. It lacks everything that makes the games so beloved. It is just your typical generic kids movie, and that's it. The most generic plot you could possibly think of for a movie based on a game that is all about being creative with what you build. It becomes one of the biggest Warner Bros. Movies of all time, and one of the biggest movies of 2025, undeservedly so, I might add. And I could see it being a pretty big hit with the Razzies next year. That's the Minecraft movie that we end up getting. Yes, I can laugh at the fact that there is a character named General Chungus in this movie. I can laugh at the fact that the Minecraft movie, released in 2025, has a big Chungus reference in it. I can laugh at that, and I can also laugh at the fact that at one point, this character genuinely says "unalive" at one point. I can laugh at that. I could find it funny and stupid and ironically enjoyable. And then I get reminded of the masterpiece that we could have gotten. The amazing animated movie that we should have gotten, but we never got it, and we're never gonna get it. And just like that, I become saddened. All of a sudden, General Chungus says "unalive" is no longer funny. I'm sorry. I don't care if I come off as a pretentious nerd. I'm sorry for suggesting a movie based on the best-selling game of all time, a movie based on a game that virtually everyone in the world loves, should not have to rely solely on memes in order to be good. I'm just saying.